Good day, Sir Blasphemy here for Sir Blasphemy's Travels. I hope you guys are doing well out there and having the days that you deserve. So today I thought I would do something different. I've got a cat going absolutely bonkers out there, so if you hear mayhem, that's what's going on. Anyway, I thought I would do a video today and just of some of the fairs. I thought I would do it for the patrons and for some of the vendors too as well, of what it's like to do these Renaissance fairs. And pardon me, sorry, phone going off. I got all kinds of mayhem happening. And I thought I would pick a couple of fairs that I'm familiar with. And today I'm picking Texas Renaissance Festival versus the Arizona Renaissance Festival. And basically, I'm just going to compare what, I'll leave it up to you which one you may decide that's better, for those of you that have been to both of them, and maybe for those of you that have not been to either, or just one or the other. But this video isn't really going to be about which one is better than the other. It's just kind of a comparison, and they're going to go head to head. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about each and what it's like for a patron. Being that I haven't vended the Arizona Renaissance Fair, I can't give you that comparison. I can only tell you what I see and what I've heard from other vendors. So let's get into it. So first and foremost, let's start off talking Texas Renaissance Festival. Let's just talk about that one in general. Now, that one and Bristol, which maybe I'll do a comparison of those coming up soon when I do Bristol, but those two are the largest ones in the country that we know of. And the Texas Renaissance Festival, if you want to know just how massive it is, the fairgrounds, just the fairgrounds itself, have 77 acres with 400 vendors in there, and I don't know, countless live acts. And these are live acts that do various shows. These are live acts that also go, like Adam Crack and the Washing Well Wenches, that also do, the Arizona Renaissance Festival as well. And so there are a lot of the same entertainers, but there are a lot of different entertainers too at each one too as well. Pardon my cat, he's going nuts. Of course, I decide to make a video and he starts going bonkers. And so it has 77 acres, Texas Renaissance Festival, 77 acres, but well over 200 acres in total as far as the fair goes. It is just massive. And that includes the campgrounds, that includes, the offices, the buildings, the mail center, the, of course, the fairgrounds itself, the employee and vendor living and entertainer living areas. So all kinds of stuff there for Texas Renaissance Festival. Now, what you'll get out at Texas Renaissance Festival if you're a patron and you're going to these, I think some of the first things you notice that with all Renaissance festivals, mostly everything is cash. But I will say this though about Texas Renaissance Festival, it's getting to now to where almost everybody can take cards too as well, which is a great thing, and not all fairs can say that. So that is a plus in my opinion for the Texas Renaissance Festival. When we're speaking about that is a plus. The fact that really out of all the Renaissance fairs, they seem to have caught up and said, hey, we need vendors and we need things. Even though vendors can still elect to just take cash, it's not like it's a rule or a law. But they have more access to, you don't have to bring as much cash to the Texas Renaissance Festival. You can bring your card and you can pretty much go to almost all the shops. The only thing you do need, cash for, even though even now the entertainers can even take, like Cash App and things like that. So they can get, if you want to tip them, you can even do it that way. So, but that's mainly on the entertainers themselves, not necessarily the fair. So yeah, having the credit card access is a great thing. But some of the things you'll notice though at the Texas Renaissance Festival, if we're going to talk food and beverages as a patron, you're going to go in there, you're definitely going to pay, and each year it goes up. And the ticket prices are kind of up there too. The cost for camping, to have, all the benefits that you might have in there, like feasting with the king or whatever they call it, like the King's Feast and stuff like that. That's all kind of pricey. It's all up there. I think last year, and correct me if I'm wrong, Texas Renaissance Festival patrons, again, I'm a vendor, so I don't pay attention to this as much, but I think the tickets were like $38 to get into the Texas Ren. It may have been more. I'm not for sure, so correct me if I'm wrong. And then most of the time, like the beers and beverages, if you want beers or mixed drinks or more, but like the average beer price, I think, in the Texas Renaissance Festival is around $9, if I'm not mistaken. I know the food, like sausage on a stick, steak on a stick, chicken on a stick, turkey legs. I think turkey legs are now upwards of $15, $16 at the Texas Renaissance Festival. So it's a bit pricey, so be prepared for sticker shock. Along with the big and the access to more things to do, there comes a price to that. And so, you know, be prepared for that, whether you're camping or whether you are, you know, just there for the day. Whatever the case may be, do your due diligence before you go and get that research done in. So that way you bring enough for you and your family to enjoy the day and have a good time. Now, as far as, I mean, just flat out entertainment goes, just flat out entertainment, you have just about every performer in the country that does the Renaissance Festival circuit. And that can be everywhere from, you know, New York to Pennsylvania to, you know, Bristol to Florida to Arizona to California, so on and so forth. You get my point. Almost all of them do that fair. Not all of them, but almost all of them do that fair. So you have your choice out there to go out there with the entertainers and have a selection of things to see. You have a full day. And really, I always encourage people, you know, make it a weekend when you go out there, because you're not going to catch all the shows. You won't even catch all the shows in a weekend. That's just how big the Texas Renaissance Festival is. I mean, it is absolutely massive. And so all the shows there are just, you know, phenomenal. And there's just so many to see. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. Will you guys knock it off? Give me a break. I'm making a video. They're like fighting and fired up. I don't know what's going on. As soon as I hit record on this, they started in. And so, yeah, so I mean, there's plenty of entertainment, plenty of things to do. And I'll also say this about TRF, as another plus, is that really any kind of food that you want, because it's so big, instead of having just one place to go for food, most vendors they'll have 2 shops, maybe even 3, kind of scattered out. So wherever you're at in the fair, you can get access to so many different kinds of drinks and so many different kinds of food. I mean, they have German food, they have Polish, they have, you know, of course, American, Greek. I mean, it's phenomenal, and I'm not even scratching the surface at just how much food you can expect. Chinese food, you know, I mean, they have a little bit of everything at the Texas Renaissance Festival, but, you know, along with that comes a little bit of a price. You know, I think I bought some fried rice at one of the Chinese food places, and I got this little dinky plate, and I paid like $9, and I was kind of like, whoo, man, that's a lot for, you know, not getting a bunch. So those are the kind of the things, those are the pluses and the negatives about the Texas Renaissance Festival. Another thing I'll point out, if you're not a fan of crowds as a patron, Texas Renaissance Festival is usually slam packed. Their average attendance is over 500,000 per season. So you imagine only 8 weekends at the Texas Renaissance Festival, and you have an extra day, which is right after Thanksgiving, so you'll have a 3-day weekend at the end. So you're only talking 17 days, and you get over 500,000 people to attend this festival. So plan accordingly. There's going to be crowds, there's going to be lines to the bathroom, things of that nature. That can be viewed as an up or a down for you. I don't know. It just depends on if you like crowds. I'm kind of a fan of crowds. I don't mind it that much. So I just think it adds to the festivities myself, but some people don't like that. And so I'll let you make the decision on that. So that's some of the great things about the Texas Renaissance Festival as a patron, just on the surface, that you can expect. If I think of something else, as I'm talking about Arizona, I might, you know, compare and contrast and tell you more. But, you know, you guys, of course, in the comments, go ahead and comment. Tell me some things that are just fantastic and that are a negative about the Texas Renaissance Festival in the comments section. Let's have a discussion about it, because you as patrons might know a lot more than I do. You know, again, I've been that one. Now let's talk about the Arizona Renaissance Festival. All right, so the Arizona Renaissance Festival is, of course, not quite as big as the Texas Renaissance Festival. It's 50 acres of just the fairgrounds. I'm not for sure. I didn't find that information about the overall acreage, but I'm going to guess it's probably just over 100 or so. And when it comes to attendance, now this is, this can be viewed as a plus or a negative to you. That's just in the eye of the beholder. But the average attendance and they're open 9 weekends, the Arizona Renaissance Festival, through February and March. And forgive me, I forgot to tell you that Texas Renaissance Festival is open October and November, so you get really good weather, usually most of the festival at TRF, and you get great weather almost the entirety throughout the Arizona Renaissance Festival, so that's another plus. But they get, you're talking about 19 days that they have, I think, that is their total, fair show days. And they get an attendance of around 250,000 per season average. So you can see the difference between the attendance at TRF, which is over 500,000, and 250,000 at Arizona. I mean, that's double, and even more that TRF carries. So a little bit easier on the crowds. There is, as a patron, you guys have seen some of my videos. If you haven't, please check them out. I'll make sure to put that up in the corner here, and you guys can check out my adventures at the Arizona Renaissance Festival as a patron. But so you've got a lot more room to walk around. That's a plus, for mostly everybody. You got a lot more room, shorter lines, things of that nature. There's rarely ever a line to the bathroom. Whereas at TRF, even working there and you got to go to the restroom, you'll wait a minute before you get in there to use the restroom. Whereas I haven't really experienced that at the Arizona Renaissance Festival when I went. So it's normally you just get in, get out, so I view that as a plus. When it comes to food and beverage at the Arizona Renaissance Festival, that's definitely a plus. I think the average beer price one year was $7. It was $8 this year, so it's still $1 cheaper. And you get about the same size beers as you get at the Texas Renaissance Festival. So, you got $1 cheaper, but the food is a difference. I noticed the food at the Arizona Renaissance Festival, you got a little bit bigger portions, and it's a lot cheaper. So, like, I think the turkey legs, correct me if I'm wrong out there, the turkey legs, whereas at TRF are $15, the turkey legs, same size, same kind of turkey legs, are $12 out at, Arizona Renaissance Festival. So the food prices are a lot better. The drink prices are a lot better at the Arizona Renaissance Festival. So I give that a big plus. And a little bit more can go, but here's the downer. Now this is a downer on me. For me, it might be an upper for you. I don't know. To each their own. Like I said, almost everything. I know all the food and drink vendors were all cash. So you got to bring, kind of a wad of cash. You got to carry around a wad of cash. If you're fine with that, that's good. Me, I personally like to use my card. I like the convenience of just going, hey, I'm getting a beer, bang, boom, I'm gone. I'm getting a turkey leg, bam, boom, gone. Instead of going, I got to make sure, if I eat something at the Arizona Renaissance Festival, I got to bring X amount of dollars with me. My card is almost useless there. Now, to be fair, most of the vendors there do take card, but I noticed that almost none, that all the ones that I frequented, it was nonstop cash for beer and food. It was cash, and none of them accepted cards. So they need to kind of catch up, in my opinion, in that area. Arizona Renaissance Festival does. It's just a convenience thing, and also you make more money. And people, as a patron, I know I do, they tip a little better on cards too, So, I mean, it's something better for the employees. It's just, my view, whatever that's worth. So, absolutely. So if you're going to the Arizona Renaissance Festival, bring cash. You're going to need lots of it for sure. And you, of course, and this goes for TRF in Arizona too as well. All the show people, you want to tip them cash, or if they have Venmo or Cash App or something like that, you can do that too as well. Entertainment-wise, not as much entertainment at the Arizona Renaissance Festival, but in the battle of jousting arenas, I've got to give the edge to the Arizona Renaissance Festival. It is just as big, the arena, as TRF's for the most part, but the setting and the background of the Arizona Renaissance Festival with the mountains in the background, the Superstition Mountains, I think is just absolutely amazing. So I give a thumbs up more to the Arizona Renaissance Festival Jousting Arena than I do to the Texas Ren. And let me tell you, the Texas Renaissance Festival Jousting Arena is nothing to scoff at. I mean, those are the two best that I've seen at all the festivals that I've went to, whether I've worked, been a vendor or been a patron. And I mean, they're absolutely impressive, but I got to give the edge to Arizona. It just looks a little bigger. It feels a lot more wide open and not as enclosed. And there are stands everywhere. And even the area where the king and queen are at, or the queen, whatever. I don't think they have a king. Is a lot larger than the one that's at TRF. So they definitely went all out on their jousting arena. So I give them the thumbs up on that. When it comes to like the shows, like I said, a lot of the acts are similar. I still give it to, Texas Renaissance Festival, because they just have more shows and more of a bigger selection. But that's not taking anything away from the Arizona Renaissance Festival, which has fantastic entertainers, and some are different, some are the same. Like even in one video, I had the Crack Show. I'd never seen them before. I have heard of them, but I'd never seen them before. And I thought that was a really cool show, really cool music, and a nice twist. I don't think that they're out at Texas Renaissance Festival, and correct me if I'm wrong. They may be, and hopefully if they see this video, they'll correct me. But I would love for them to go out there, because they'd fit right in. That's a plus to me, you know, just the differences, the small differences in the shows. So that's a plus on the Arizona Renaissance Festival side. I think that they have some really cool kind of acts there, and not necessarily always the same acts. They have some originals there that I really like, so I give them some thumbs up there. But TRF does too. TRF has fantastic acts too that are original just to them, and so that's hard. I give them an even run, I guess, you know, as far as that goes. So that's some of the things as a patron that you can expect, you know, at both fairs if you're comparing and contrasting them. Again, I'll let you decide what fair you think is better. It doesn't necessarily mean that bigger is always better, and it doesn't always mean that smaller is better. You know, it's just up, if you've been to them and both, then it's up to you and how you feel about those fairs. But that was I had something else I wanted to say to you, and darn it, I forgot. The plus on the Texas Renaissance Festival side. No doubt about it, my first experience in the campgrounds, the after dark kind of campgrounds and stuff like that, Arizona doesn't have anything like that, where all the patrons can then go and basically have this party atmosphere right at the fair, that's outside the fair on your own, just kind of wild, Wild West style. Arizona doesn't have that. And that is a huge plus, in my opinion, for TRF, because that makes people stay for the whole weekend. That makes your times fantastic. It's like an event. It's like, not only did you go to the festival for the day, then you had the whole night activities in front of you too. It's a full day and night. So that is a huge thumbs up to TRF as compared to Arizona. Arizona just doesn't have that. And that's just a ball for patrons. So there you go, guys. There's some things. Again, tell me some pluses and some negatives about both fairs, if you've been to them both or just one or the other, that you like in the comments section. And that's all I have for you today. So no journey out in the fields yet. I've got things coming up. I've got some business stuff coming up. And so I've just kind of kept it cool. Hopefully next video, I'll take you guys out on a journey. I've got something in mind, so we'll see what we can get into. But anyway, that's my video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. That's Texas Renaissance Festival, Arizona Renaissance Festival versus each other, going head to head. Sir Blasphemy's opinion on what he thinks is good and bad about both fairs. So as a patron. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Tickle that bell for future notifications. Comment if you can. I always comment back 100% of the time, and I sure do appreciate you guys. I'm trying to get to 500, guys. I've only got like 60 more subscribers to go, so tell your friends, please. I need to get to 500, because then I can start doing special stuff. I can start doing subscription stuff. I can start selling things on my YouTube, and I really want to get to that point. And I'm still on my quest for my first 1,000 and onwards and upwards, and you guys are helping me. So thank you guys for being there. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it's nothing fancy, but hey, I'm doing something for you. All right, until next time, guys, Sir Blasphemy out.